welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and today we are going to have a look at 3 different games again, and those ones will be a little bit more scary than normally, more or less, because as you can see we are close to Halloween, and so we are going to have Halloween themed games, more or less, and at least they are scary. And in the end I'm going to do the games which are Scary Crush, Bubble Shooter, the Sweet Halloween, and DINOSAURS, the Predator. And of course I'm using a couple of different things again, which will be of course some kind of a Bluetooth mouse, in this case this one, and I'm going to use the Foldable keyboard, which is this one of course, and in the end I have the Xbox One wireless controller with me, but it's not going to be in this episode. It's not black anyway, right? And in the end, so this is not compatible to the games we are playing in this episode, so I'm not going to show you that one in this episode, and it has to stay at the side. Yeah, and of course, everything is going to be done, or more or less processed, by the Lumia 950 XL in this case, which is Windows 10 mobile smartphone, which is Continuum enabled, has a Mozo cover at the back in this case, and is connected by a USB-C connector at the bottom here to our Foldable keyboard under the little fellow, you can see it here. And that one is going to be connected to the TV, or is connected to the TV by HDMI, and like that we get this big screen experience here, which is more or less a desktop-like experience, but it's generated by the smartphone. If you want to know more about that, you know that we'll just have a look at the corner up there, and you're going to see what that is all about in one of my other videos. Other than that, let's start with the first game. The first game is going to be Scary Crush. Scary Crush is more or less... I didn't really figure out that there would be a little pumpkin over there that is sitting there, but whatever. The good thing about it is, of course, as it's more or less a desktop-like experience, you can use, for instance, the Windows key on your keyboard if you have one, and open up the menu too. And as you can see, the first one is already Scary Crush, so I'm going to click on that, and we are going to have a look at that. And I think that one is really a little bit scary. Yeah, really. Not even just because it is called like that, but yeah, it has some kind of a pretty nice soundtrack to it too, if you ask me. So a little bit scary by the soundtrack itself, and of course all the different animations and stuff like that are too. It's more or less a Candy Crush clone, but with scarier figures, and I'm just going to turn around to show you that. You can already hear the soundtrack there. Pretty scary somehow. So I'm going to turn around and let's have a look at what we can do here. There is start playing, more or less. There is scores. There is of course the option. So let's have a look at that. This is my name. You have to insert that at the start. Here you can increase or decrease the sound volume, or the music volume in this case, and of course which kind of language you want to play, and maybe we are going to try, let's see if we can. Okay, that takes forever. Is there again? No, there is not. Okay. Oh. What was that? I'm not really sure what it is, but there is a British one. Yeah. No. Let's do it the right way. Somewhere there has to be the UK or something. Wow, there are many ones there. Okay, that was the US, we're going with that. Okay, so we got the right language in there. Not really sure why there's still German in here, but whatever. I'm going to click on the name there. Probably I would have to restart, but I'm not going to do that now. And so what we can do here is, of course, we can do the normal play mode. We can do a blitz mode, which is a faster one. There is a timer mode and there is just relax mode. And what we are going to use in this case is probably, let's go with normal in this case. All of those have a couple of different options or possibilities, of course. In the end, the game isn't changing that much. There's just one blitz mode, which means that you just have 2 minutes to complete everything. In the normal mode, it's normally that you have a couple of different turns you can use, and then you have to achieve some kind of a score in the end to go to the next one, and so on and so forth. It's a pretty simple concept. You already know about that if you play it in general. And yeah, so let's go and play it. Tommy is the best one from Germany, as you can see here, and player whatever from the US is on the third one, whatever. So what we are going to do here, maybe I will have to decrease the sound volume a little bit. In the end, what you are going to do here is more or less something like Candy Crush or something, but with a different theme, as you can see. No time rush here, because we just have 30 turns to receive a certain amount of money in this case, so, or of score points, whatever. And so let's do that. And as you can see, all the different sounds and everything is very, very spooky in this case. I really like it. Nicely done. Yeah. You already see that. The animations are great. The soundtrack is really, really great. So if you like this kind of stuff, the Halloween themed stuff, this one is really the game you should play. Especially if you like something like Candy Crush or so. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. I don't even see anything I can do at the moment. Okay, there. That one is possible, but one of the worst moves you can do, whatever. If you want a tip, for instance, just use it. He's going to give you some information about that, but it's going to cost you score points, so be very careful about that. And yeah, now just try to solve everything in the turns you got there. So all the ghosts and the different portions and stuff like that. And there's of course this kind of, yeah, very slimy stuff in there, in the pot there. You will have to work with, and so on and so forth. I really like the game. It's really nicely done. And yeah, just put everything in, try to get what you can. And this is more or less what the whole game is all about. There are of course some power-ups, you already know about those in general. So for instance, in this case we are going to get a 4 same images part there. If I do that, I'm going to get this lauded one, of course points for the other one, and the lauded one. I'm not sure what's happening now. Let's see. Can we do something with that? No. Okay. So if you activate the loaded one, you see there is going to be more or less like an explosion, so a bomb more or less that is going to go off. And there are a couple of different other things. For instance, this guy here. This guy is pretty neat too, because it's going to put in every direction, or better to say in the horizontal and vertical direction, you're going to see that stuff there, and so on and so forth. It's pretty neat. And another one. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So, one more. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very, very nicely done. I really like it. So if you like this kind of game, just do it. I'm going to play all the turns here. In this case, just to see if we can go where we need to. I don't think. I've played it before, it's not that easy, so in the end you can really lose in this game, even in the first level and stuff like that, which is pretty fine if you ask me. So we still have to get a couple of those guys, and I'm pretty sure we are not going to make it this time around. There you go, we lost. we would have had to get, of course, points, and we would have had to get all the different pots there. We didn't get that, but you get the drill. This is a game. It's a really nice one. It's very scary in itself. Of course, not badly, but still very scary in itself, and so a perfect game for you on or on the holidays, or on Halloween in this case. Okay, so let's have a look at the second game in this episode, and the second game is going to be Bubble Shooter Sweet Halloween. And of course it's a bubble shooter, you already know about that, but I really like the scene too. It's more or less with a little witch. And so we are just going to go here and see, where is it? Bubble Shooter Sweet Halloween, there we go. It's with a little witch, and of course it's a bubble shooter, so you just will have to connect all the different bubbles, or bubbles more or less, at the top or wherever it is, and you're going to shoot on them with colored bubbles, and you will have to connect all the different bubbles with the same color. You all know about that, but as you can see, it's a little bit sweeter than the one before, so if you want to play it with your children or something, and they are very, very little or something, this might be the better one, but whatever. I think it's not that hard to play this game, so in the end it shouldn't be that much of trouble for them. Whatever, as you can see, clear the top. The little witch is going to give you 3 stars for that, and we are in level 3, because as you can see, I already played a couple of them, and as you can see, there are a couple of them more to play with, so you will have a lot of time to get used to this. So let's go with that one. I'm going to go and click on the play button, and there we are. As you can see, the soundtrack in contrast is very, very off to Hollywood, or maybe not fully, but a lot different. There's this little woo sound that is a little bit more like that, but whatever. And so let's see what we can do here. Very sweet, nice thing that is done here. Interesting that I can't really attach those, but seems like it's working anyway. Double score, level complete. Okay, and there we go. We got all the different points we got here in this level, and so we got it. So as you can see, pretty simple to play, pretty childlike if you like me, if you would say it like that. And of course everybody can play it, and if you like it, just try it out. It's sweet, and I would say that tells more or less everything about this game that you need to know. And the next one is already waiting for you, of course. Okay, so let's have a look at the last game. The last game is more or less a 3D game, and you are going to play a dinosaur, which is a predator in this case. So you are going to be different predators or dinosaurs, which are flesh-eating, of course. And you are going to hunt down different animals, more or less. That's more or less what the game is all about. I'm going to go to my All Apps list here, click on that one, and go to, let's see, Dinosaurs, the Predator. There we go. This one would be great if you could play it with the Xbox One as wireless controller or something, but it isn't playable with that. You can play it by touch controls, or you can play it with your keyboard and mouse. I'm going to use my keyboard and mouse for that, and I'm going to turn around just to play it in a better way. And as mentioned before, you are going to play a dinosaur which is going to hunt different animals. The interesting part is it's not always other dinosaurs, it's probably something like a sheep too, or maybe a deer or something, so it's today somehow, but with a dinosaur that is running around on the world more or less today. So let's see what this is all about. Just to let you know, if you want to steer the dinosaur, you're going to use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Can you see that? Yeah. And of course the WASD does work too. As you can see, you should switch over to keyboard if you want to play like that, because otherwise it's going to be the mobile controls with touch enabled. That's not what we are going to play with. We are going to use keyboard in this case. You can of course mute it, play it, or just get rid of it. So we are of course going to play it in this case. And as you can see, this is more or less the dinosaur we are starting with. And there are a couple of different ones that you can buy later on. The bigger ones included. As you can see, this is probably a T-Rex. This is this over T-Rex. I'm not sure what the name of that one is, but whatever, you can just choose from between different predators here. And of course you will have to pay for them, so first off get a couple of different missions over with, more or less, to get the bigger ones. So let's go to accept in this case, and we are going to play the season 1 just for the sake of it, and let's play level 1 or something, it doesn't really matter. And just select it first. As you can see, there are a couple of different levels over here. So season 1 is already probably something 24, 32 probably. Let's see if it's like that. Come on. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to go there. Come over, 33 levels in this case. Back. You really have to go the whole way here, with your mouse at least. And we are going to play the first level. Just click on it and press accept. That's important to know. Sometimes I'm just pressing one of the buttons and think it's going to start, but that's not the case. You really have to click on accept there after you selected whatever you wanted there. That's with other stuff in the game too, so in some situations you just have to go with that. And as you can see, this is our dinosaur we're going to play with, and we can now just walk around with him, as I mentioned before, with WASD or with the arrow keys in this case. If you want to attack something, just use your mouse, the left mouse button on your keyboard. And as you can see, our first mission is to hunt a deer, shown in the red radar. If you have a look at the radar, there is nothing showing there because we already see it. Or better to say, it's there, sorry. But in the end, we already can see it's running around there. So all you have to do, it's pretty simple. Go up to him, and it's not even running away, which is a little bit odd. But whatever, just get it. The most important thing about this game is that you really have to have the right distance to your target. So make sure that you're looking at it in the right angle and really in more or less the right distance, so you can really attack it, because you are attacking, of course, with your mouse only in this case. Moving your mouse around will more or less manipulate the view here. And in this case, hunt a sheep only shown red in the radar, don't hunt other animals. So as you can see, there's a cow running around there. And again, please don't ask me why there are cows in the time when the dinosaur is running around, but probably something like Jurassic Park happened or so. And there we have a sheep in this case. That's one, right? Yeah, looks like a sheep. So I'm going to hunt that down and get it there. And then just play the next one. And of course the first few ones are pretty simple, but after a while the animals are going to try to run away from you, and you will have to search for them in a little bit more than now at least. So let's see where to find that guy. You can use your keyboard keys to move the camera, or just move the camera, or better to say your dinosaur and the camera is going to follow. Or just move the camera as a whole with your mouse. I think that's a better way to do it. So just press W to go in one direction here, more or less. And eat the red dot. That seems to be that one. Really? Okay, why not? But in the end, I would recommend to just use your mouse to navigate through the other stuff here, or to more or less rotate the camera and so on and so forth. Just use the arrow keys to go in the direction you want to go, of course. And now just try to find the different animals and hunt them down and eat them. And I think I see a giraffe. Is it a giraffe? No, it's a cow. Very hard to read in this case what I should do. But it's the same as before. As you can see, he's just telling us only hunt the ones we marked for you. And it seems to be a cow in this case. Okay, so there we go. Next one is there. As I mentioned before, it's a little bit easy to do at the start, but it's going to be harder and harder because animals are going to run away from you if you are playing it for a while. And of course, as you can see, there are really many different levels you're seeing here. Not that one. In this case, we want, seems like a horse. Oh, a zebra. We will have to bite the zebra in this case. And as mentioned before, be very careful that you get exactly the right distance, otherwise it's not going to work out. One last level for you. Scary little dinosaur here. There is a buffalo. Okay, why not? As mentioned before, I think the first few levels you really have to go to 20 or something to get a really interesting fight. The first few levels are just too easy to play, if you ask me. But whatever. At least if you're not trying to bite everything that you see, you can't really lose at the start. But as you can see, the countryside and stuff like that is pretty nice. So you can see already there's some kind of a village where you are running through. So somebody really had a little bit of fun with all the different things here. I'm at the moment not sure. Probably that one. Where is it? There. What is it this time? I'm not sure about that. Ah, it's a goat. Probably a goat. So just wait till the goat is in target and we go. Yeah, and so on. As you can see, the game is a nice one. It has 3D elements in it, or it's 3D because you're running around, and you will have to fight the different animals here. At the start it's really simple and not that much fun, but if you go to the later levels you will see a couple of different interesting things, especially in Season 2, but I wanted to show you Season 1 first, so just play that through and go to Season 2 after that. And other than that, I would say just try it out. It's available in the Windows Store as always. And other than that, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I hope you had fun with the episode, and if you had it, please give it a thumbs up, of course. And of course, if you have any kind of questions, comments or whatever, put them down below in the commentary section. I'm going to try to answer everything you are going to comment there. And other than that, subscribe to the channel if you didn't till now. And then I would say, happy Halloween, have a great time, and till the next time, bye.